It's an honor and privilege to welcome you to my channel. We are in section Virtue, chapter 4, the assertion of the strength of virtue, couplet 34. Virtue in mind is supreme, while the rest provokes worthless pomposity. The three aspects through which virtue flows out from one to others in the society are mind, speech, and action. Out of the three, the poet Thiruvalluvar gives the mind first position and declares the other two aspects as lesser when compared to a virtuous mind. An intellectual mind need not be virtuous. Virtue is more on qualities and character strengths of goodness. A highly knowledgeable and intellectual being can very well be dishonest, arrogant, superficial, close-minded, etc. Thiruvalluvar places mind first and ranks it above speech and action. Speech and or actions are results or outcome of the thoughts in the mind. Therefore, the root of both speech and action is mind. This would be true for both virtuous as well as non-virtuous deeds. When one uses speech or action, one is witnessed by others in the society, or at least there would be a receiver of one's speech or action. This could contaminate one with feelings of pride and other non-virtuous qualities, which might divert one's direction from the original virtuous intent. When the virtuous thought is in the mind, there is no one else involved, and the virtuous thought would be in the purest of forms. That is the reason why the poet has ranked mind as the first position and action and speech subsequently. Being virtuous in mind is more important, and our culture has always given utmost prominence to it. A good or bad intention would manifest itself as speech or action, surely at some point. A bad look or an arrogant speech is simply an output manifested from a thought that originated in the mind. Such thoughts are considered to be more harmful to both oneself and others, and considered a sin that gets the harshest of punishments. When one is exposed to the idea of virtue and how it operates, that would be enough to build upon for one to differentiate what is virtuous and what is not. The seed of virtue should be sown in the fertile ground of the mind of a child to form strong roots before the sense of ego and independent judgments start. The child would have a strong internal guidance as it grows to become an integral part of the society, and would know how to lead a virtuous life, which would in turn lead one to a harmonious, empathetic, calm, prosperous and productive life, both for oneself and the society.